Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 30th of December 2019, going through until Sunday the 5th of January 2020. It's lovely to be back with you. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas season and really nice holidays and some time off, and hopefully your batteries are recharged and you're coming back fresh and inspired, although it's also quite likely that you may be a little bit tired or that it's been a trying time for a lot of people. So first of all, well done for getting through it, and if you really enjoyed Christmas, congrats on having such a great time. And this week we have something wonderful to look forward to, which is the new year. I always love, well, I don't love the actual New Year celebration. I like the actual changing of the years. It feels very symbolic. And it just so happens that the energy this week really runs along those lines of this social construct, or this calendar that we've created that says now is a new year. So I'm going to have a look at each day and give you an idea of what you're working with, so you can use this energy to your advantage. And please remember that my horoscopes are also based on UK time. So on Monday the 30th of December, the moon moves into Pisces at 3:43 in the afternoon, and the moon is what gives you a sense of ease and comfort. It's what allows you to just go, everything's gonna be okay. And it's in the last sign of the zodiac, Pisces. The zodiac starts with Aries in April and then goes all the way through to Pisces. And Pisces is a water sign that's very profound and interested at pulling back the veil and looking at what is yet to come, the other worlds, other dimensions, and also realizing that death and rebirth is a natural part of life, and that just because something is unseen doesn't make it unreal. You become much more sensitive to those kind of abstract notions. Mercury, the communication planet, is in Capricorn. So Mercury says work, think about work, do work, and it forms a harmonious trine with Uranus, the planet of the unexpected and chaotic and electric and shocking and electrifying. That's in Taurus too. So if you think along practical lines here, Uranus is going to give you these sparks and little explosions of success or excitement or new directions. It's a great day for getting rid of the old mental cement and brushing it out and dusting it off, and really thinking along practical lines in the sense of what are we doing moving forward. So Monday the 30th really is a marvelous day for inspiration and new ideas that simply flow into you. So be teachable. If you are talking all the time, you're not learning anything by that. You're just expressing what you already do know. If you listen and you actually spend some time considering other people's point of view, or this energetic point of view which says, hey, actually there is a different way to do this, and you allow yourself to be inspired and you say, I am willing to change and adaptable, then you can really find something here that's fab. On Tuesday, the 31st of December, we have the moon in Pisces, and it conjuncts Pisces ruler, Neptune, which is also sitting in Pisces. So it's a water party. It couldn't be any happier. The moon is still giving you that sense of connection with the unmanifest. Now sitting right on top of the boss, Neptune, the water planet of imagination and psychic ability and spirit and ideas, and the fog and the sense of uncertainty sometimes, and the sense of not knowing that comes with Neptune as well. That sextiles the sun in Capricorn. So I'm getting the mists of Avalon and the sun rising and the mist slowly melting away and the sun appearing. on Tuesday the 31st, that energy of this rebirth of the identity, the sun, getting higher and higher and higher and stronger, and dissolving all of these things that have kept you in the dark and have made things vague, and you haven't been clear exactly which direction you're going in. With Tuesday and this recipe here, the way these planets sit next to one another, it actually happens to be the best energy to make New Year's resolutions. I don't know if you're someone who does that. Some people do make New Year's resolutions, others don't. I think it's a nice time of year to reflect. When I was a kid, I always really disliked those days between Christmas and New Year's. It felt like such an odd gap. These days, I really think it's a wonderful time to be reflective and to give yourself a pat on the back and say, you know, this year, it wasn't so good socially with making new friendships, but it really was good in terms of getting organized and getting the house together, and really just kind of taking stock and inventory of what you've done. Maybe that's the Virgo in me, but I like to kind of know where I'm at and to potentially see what I can do in future with the information that I've got. And Tuesday the 31st, you've got access to the information. Monday the 30th gave you loads of inspiration ideas. That continues on Tuesday, but you're now able, with all the earthy stuff, you're able to manifest this new reality that you want as you want it by looking at your hopes and dreams and desires and ideal futures, and then looking at the practical actions that you will want to take in the new year. So many New Years. I remember Sydney, seeing it from my awful, horrendous digs that I was staying in, and seeing the fireworks over Sydney Bridge. And that was based on a decision of fear. I left and went to Australia because of some fearful event, and I saw the new year, and it was tinged with that, you know. It was like, why am I even here? I questioned that. On this part of the world, yes, because I made a decision based on something that didn't make me feel good, but made me feel like I have to do something. And there's none of that going on today. That's what I meant by the mist. You know, that sense. It can be, I don't know what I'm doing, or it can also be social convention. For instance, maybe if I move to a different country, people will respond to me differently. You know, it's that kind of vague notion that if you move places, that life is going to change. The reality is that wherever you go, there you are. So you take your problems with you. And all of those kind of delusions and kind of tricks and attempts to move forward despite the mist is no longer relevant, because the sun is your identity. It comes up today in Capricorn, doesn't get much more matter of fact, and you're just going to say, this is what I want, this is what I don't want to repeat. I'm going to now do A, B, and C, and tra-la-la, off we go. Wednesday the 1st of January, happy New Year's Day. I always try and be very cultured and try and watch the Vienna Symphony on the 1st of January, and I never make it. It's so, I can't. It's beautiful, but it's just so dull. And I always have other things to do, and the Vienna New Year's concert is on Wednesday the 1st of January, okay? Look it up. If you like classical music, it's a treat, I promise you. So stupid. Worst endorsement ever. The Pisces moon on the 1st of January trines Mars and Scorpio. So the moon in Pisces is very dreamy, and it's still very much about, okay, what? It considers things, and it thinks in an abstract way, and it feels. And that is now hooked up to Mars and Scorpio, which really is the masculine drive to create, to move forward, to progress and to destroy and to smash things up, to rebuild them. So this feeling of, okay, I'm going to go deep and dig and destroy and create and build and pull out roots to make new, that feels fine to you. So you're going to be able to take a lot emotionally on the 1st of January. That's what I meant earlier with Christmas, and you know, some people will have had a good time and other people will have struggled emotionally with family members who say outrageous things, and you have to put up with things and you feel obligated, or sometimes this time of year isn't the easiest for everybody. But thank goodness the 1st of January, it's almost like Christmas has put you through emotional training, and now on Wednesday the 1st you're like emotionally Superman or Superwoman, because it's like ping, 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 everything bounces off you, nothing sticks, okay? That sextiles Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. So this is serious now, all the boys have come out, okay? Pisces Moon is very feminine and sensitive. So you're naturally attuned to the energy of change. But then the big boys, Mars and Pluto, transformation and change, and Saturn, responsibility, they really give you the support. It's like having 3 bodyguards with you. It's like, yeah, you in what army? This army right here, you know? They're really backing you up. On a Wednesday, you feel really good about the plans that you're making, and you're able to listen to your gut and say, yeah, I'm gonna do it. No fog or mist of Avalon about it. The sun has risen, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going, I'm doing it. A trick as well on this, or something to really be aware of as well, is if these journeys or these plans for progress excite you, and if they feel good and calm and positive and joyous, truly, then really go for it. But if there's any sort of discomfort or uncertainty or a lack of clarity, stop, put on the brakes, because the mists are meant to dissolve and they're meant to be replaced by earth and sun and action and taking things. So if you're still in the netherworlds of incongruencies and things not making sense, it's better not to act than to act on something you're not certain about, because you will act on something like that and create more uncertainty. If you get into this vibe of, I really am getting it right now and I really feel fab about this and I'm going to do it, that's when you go ahead and you create something that will consistently have that purposeful energy associated with it. On Thursday, the 2nd of January, we have the moon going into Aries at 2:04 in the morning, and this is very telling in itself. We have the old year leaving, and it reminds me of my grandma. She had this great tradition. You don't hang up the sheets at New Year's, because all of the ghosts of the last year, they get stuck in your sheets and they can't move on. So don't put up your sheets. I'm kidding. That was one of her superstitions. And also in Austria, they make this huge noise. They shoot cannons and things. I was just in Austria, so I've just come back, so it's very fresh in my mind. They shoot these cannons to shoot away all the bad things of the past. It's a fabulous tradition, I think. And I love ritual. It's like, boom, bye-bye negativity, we don't like that. Boom, failure, bye-bye, see you later, we're not having any more of you. It's really great. So Pisces is the 12th zodiac, preparing for the end. You've come to the end of your journey and you're becoming reflective. And Aries, it's like, I'm born, I'm here, I'm making my big entrance, I'm at the very start of my career, I'm going. Yes, 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 I've got the hunger, I'm hungry for it. You know, when they say that, I don't like that expression, but you get the gist. People are driven and motivated and ambitious. So with the moon going into Aries, it's a fire sign. You've got that zing going. Mercury, the communication planet, is in Capricorn. So Mercury is still very grounded and very reasonable, and it's saying, If I compete and work hard, yes, then I will get to the top and I will succeed. And by sitting on top of Jupiter, it actually happens that Mercury is right, because Jupiter is good luck, good fortune, success, and it's in Capricorn. So to access the energy of Jupiter, you work and you think along the lines of, how can I work to make this better? How can I be more effective? How can I find more fulfillment in my job? How can I make this practically happen? How can I actually get the stamp in my passport? How can I start this new business? How can I make myself rich and famous? How can I lose weight? How can I change my daily routine? How can I buy a flat that actually has a garden? Any of those kind of things that are practical and that you're thinking about changing, Aries gives you this great boom of let's go and let's leave past limitations behind and let's go big. And Mercury in Capricorn and Jupiter says, okay, the customer is thinking big out there, okay, in the Lamborghini showroom, thinking really big. How are we going to actually put this deal together to sell him this machine so he can go roaring out of here? That's what Mercury and Jupiter do for you. And they lay the groundwork so that you can really zoom off and thrive. The Aries Moon also conjuncts Chiron in Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the part of the chart that's difficult until you transform it into something that really works in your favor. So the moon sitting on top of that centaur is really positive because it soothes the wounded healer, and even Chiron kind of doesn't gallop, I would say he kind of, yeah, trots with a little bit of a pain somewhere, because Chiron is the wounded healer. But that side of yourself is really under wraps today, and it's a wonderful and amazing and positive start to the new year. So happy new year. I hope you have a lovely 12 months ahead of you. I really do. I hope you have a lovely, amazing start to the whole new decade, and I hope you have the best 12 months of your life. I really mean it. Mwah! I mean it so much. If you want a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website gregoryscott.com and order your reading with me. We can talk about what to do next, where you're going. If you have any questions about this, if your Mercury and Jupiter aren't delivering the goods and saying go to the post office and get the PO box, which I still need to do, by the way, then do that. Or try and find a way to get the information by talking to someone like me, and I can look at your chart and look at the practical steps you need to take to manifest the life that you want. You're able to make really big life-altering shifts and decisions on Thursday the 2nd of January, and this is really the first day of the year. This is really when you start and everything goes. You're able to heal old wounds, and you're able to work on things getting better. You've got the luckiest year ahead of you if you take on this way of thinking, which is all about actions have consequences and cause and effect, and I have my feet firmly planted on the ground, and if I want something, I've got to do something for it. It's very transactional, Capricorn can be, because it's an earth sign, and it has to judge how to get from points here to the top of the hill. So it's going to have to say, okay, I'm going to have to take that journey because it's less steep than the other one and I've got more foothold. Capricorn is a wonderful sign and a wonderful energy to sweep in for anyone who's uncertain about, is this the right way for me? Because none of our decisions are guaranteed, are they? I'm going to make a decision. You don't know whether that's a great decision and whether you have now transformed your life for the better, or whether you're doing something that feels great now but turns into a disaster in 2 years. You don't know. So on Thursday the 2nd of January, you don't have to worry about that kind of thing, because Chiron is healed and supported by the moon, and if you take action, you can move ahead. And this is for everybody in whatever situation you may find yourself in, because Capricorn works the same for everybody. If you do the legwork, if you start walking, you will get to your destination. And it doesn't matter if you're 100 years old or 2, or although it's egalitarian. Capricorn says, if you do stuff, I will give you a reward. It's very fair. And fairness is not something that is very common. You know, that we're always going on about how things are not fair and how we need to accept that, and acceptance is the key and all of that. But when we get something really nice like this, a promise of, if you put in the work, I will give you a product, that's really nice. It's reassuring. So that's your Thursday the 2nd. On Friday, the 3rd of January, we've got Mars going into Sagittarius. Mars is the masculine. And when it has been in Scorpio, like it has been, it's about getting to the truth of things. And now Mars in Sagittarius is in a fire sign. Mars in itself, the red planet, rules a fire sign, Aries. So Mars is now much happier in Sagittarius. Mars is now, let's go and gallop and have adventures and look at lovely things and do wonderful sightseeing and have adventures and go look at amazing new inventions, and let's go learn stuff and let's go travel. It's really like manic. It wants to go and it wants to find out. It's amazing. Then on top of that, we have the Aries Moon. So the moon in Aries makes you feel most at ease when you're taking action and when you're saying, what am I doing independently for myself right now? That forms that harmonious relationship with Venus, the planet of love and beauty, in Aquarius, the sign of the humanitarian, and the Aries Moon squares Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn, which is really interesting because the Aries Moon is kind of a contradiction to Venus in Aquarius, because Venus in Aquarius is, I love humanity, I am selfless, I just want to serve the people, and what makes you feel comfortable is being independent and doing things on your own and teaching rather than learning. So it's an interesting mix in the sense that you become incredibly energized and you become upbeat and optimistic about everything. And you might even start to take it to a level that's a little bit too much along the lines of wishful thinking. There's a difference between manifesting your reality and being deluded and saying, this is a glorious place, when in fact it's a 2-bedroom. I'm not good with my examples today. Like, for example, instead of like saying this is a palace when it's a 2-bedroom apartment, just not being able to face the realities and just going overboard. So watch out for that. Your desire to love others and to move forward overrides any type of physical or material concerns. So really, you're taking other people and your love for being there for them and supporting them and helping them, and you don't care about your own path and how you progress on this day. So it's good for other people, but it's a little bit over the top and you may feel like you're losing control. So for instance, don't go to a huge charity event where you're being asked to write huge checks, because you're very likely to give everything that you have away and not to worry about the consequences and the people that you're responsible for. I mean, I'm joking, I'm taking it to the extreme, but beware over generosity, which is something that I've never ever had to warn people about, funnily enough. That's nice. Okay, so how's the best way to use Friday the 3rd? So you're super optimistic, so tackle things that usually bore you, or that are horribly pessimistic, or that make you feel like, oh, I have to deal with this rubbishy stuff again. Because you're so extremely upbeat and optimistic, tackle those kind of things instead of running off and giving all your money away. And if you want to help other people, then don't do something that's a one-off, hooray, I've given you a wonderful donation. Do something that demands your time and asks for a commitment, because that's going to be something that you will find much harder to do. But then the energy is actually channeled in a way that means that you will do the charity stuff for 6 months instead of just a day, which is obviously much more helpful to the charity. So beware overly rationalizing situations and saying that they're wonderful and fabulous when really they aren't. Okay, enough said. Saturday the 4th of January, the moon goes into Taurus at 4:16 in the afternoon. And I can just feel we can stop galloping now, we're going into a trot, now we're walking, and now we're standing. Such a sense of chill at the end of the week here on Saturday. The moon, again, is how you feel, and Taurus is the bull. And it's the earthiest of the earthy signs. It's stubborn, it's heavy, it's beautiful, it's powerful, it's formidable. It's what you want your physical life to be. The Taurus moon then it forms a harmonious relationship with Uranus, the planet of creativity, well, in an uncontrolled and uncontrollable way. Uranus is energy that hasn't been channeled and that's all over the place and that you can't predict. It is in Taurus, so you suddenly are able to make sense out of all of that mess. The moon also trines Jupiter in Capricorn. So being able to decode all of this weirdness that's going on in your life at the moment and how you can actually do something about it this is important, by addressing your actual problems on Saturday the 4th, by looking at how you can get something out of your life done and dusted, settled, and you actually take the action and you take the practical steps to do that, to resolve a situation. You're almost guaranteed to be able to put something to bed today. If it was unpleasant or something that outstanding, you're able to finish that off. So Saturday really is a gift. You're inspired and you get ideas that seem crazy and unlikely to succeed. Make sure you write those down and make sure that you take action on the things that will help you move forward and the things that you're interested in. Whatever you tackle on Saturday is really likely to end in a great success for you. It is a day where you're rewarded for paying attention to your circumstances, and rather than shying away from them and shirking responsibility, addressing the situation, resolving it, doing something about it. You will do it with ease and a sense of practicality and shrug things off, and it's not a problem for you on Saturday. So address, again, like the other day when I said, use this incredible energy to handle things that usually would be huge obstacles and burdens. You're able to just fling them out of the air on Saturday and things can't touch you. Taurus, the moon, Uranus in Taurus, Jupiter in Capricorn, it's Earth, 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 it's moving forward, it's building. Finally, on Sunday the 5th of January, we have Mars in Sagittarius, so still that optimistic, let's go, let's do it. That trines Chiron in Aries, the wounded healer, in the sign of the Ram, saying let's go forward. So both of them really are on the same page. They're just coming at it from different angles. The Taurus moon trines pretty much everything else in the sky on this day. Jupiter, Mercury, and the Sun, all of which are in Capricorn. So the moon is your practical way of being. On Sunday, you simply just know how to do things. You know, if there are things to be done around the house, sometimes you're just like, oh, whatever, and you leave it for 3 months. And then one day you just get the inspiration and you say, actually, I can hang a picture, and you hit a nail in the wall and you actually hang the pictures, and you're like, why did that take me 3 months? And it's because you get days like this on Sunday the 5th where you suddenly feel like I can do practical stuff. Whereas usually I'd worry that if I put a nail in the wall, I hit a pipe and something. I now am doing it and I'm confident and comfortable. I love it. Yes, I've traveled. I've just traveled back from Austria, so please excuse me. You're confident, you're comfortable, good luck is on your side, you're thinking practically, and you feel strong and empowered. So you're absolutely dedicated on Sunday to getting things back on track. Your serenity itself, you're very calm. Anything that comes up, a bill, yes my dear, the bill will be paid. A bloody nose, yes, my dear, we will clean that up. Everything will be done. Everything will be fine. You're also able to make decisions, and you're able to assert yourself. And you're able to make huge decisions. I'm selling the house. I'm moving to the North Sea. I'm quitting this job of 30 years and I'm retraining. I've got the savings for the 3 years retraining, and once I've done that, I will enter this new career. Huge, but when you know that it's your truth and you have to do it, which is what this week offers you, a truth and an understanding about you in a practical sense of who you are and what you want to do. Exploit that. If you're someone who feels like, am I really maximizing my talent, my potential when it comes to work? Am I really doing the most amazing thing that I could dream of? And am I being paid the most amazing salary that I could have ever dreamed of? And does it make me feel so fulfilled and full of love every day, more than I could have dreamed of? I don't think anyone really would say absolutely, but I think that's something that we always ought to strive for, because it's a possibility, because the universe is infinite and endless, therefore our potential is infinite and endless. And I think I'm not gonna go on and on and on about it and bore you, but you don't know until you try it, do you? You don't know if you're gonna be the next cyclist of the century until you get on a bike. So this is a wonderful week to really, really end the year in a wonderful way, and to just be full of ideas and to be super receptive and sensitive and calm. And then the beginning of 2020, you hit the ground running to the point where your feet are, or your shoes are like on fire, and you're like, boom! And you run into the new year full of yourself, with good luck on your side. And I mean, the warning was, please don't be too generous. I was warning to go, that's really nice, because I could have warned you and said something like, please don't be so waspy today. And that's not what I'm saying. So there's not even a possibility for anything negative. The biggest problem is that people are too nice and too giving. And then the weekend, you can actually do the things that you've failed at before, and which seemed like insurmountable obstacles. And then they say making mountains out of molehills. Those mountains are reduced to molehills today, and you can just clear them up. So have a fabulous, glorious start to the week. If you would like a personal reading with me, I'm here, I'm back. Then please get in touch. By being back, I mean I'm back in Glastonbury. I was in Austria for a week visiting my mother We had a wonderful Christmas, but now I'm back, I'm working. I am available if you want to look at 2020 in the next couple of days with me and you want to see what you should do for work, what your life purpose is, what's coming up for you in love, what your potential is, past lifetimes, where the best place is to live. I can look at all of those things with you in a personal reading. I use astrology, tarot, and numerology, and by having those tools, I'm able to really look at everything about you. I use my intuition as well, and by combining those, I can really look at where your energy is best spent so that you can have the best possible outcome. If you've got questions like, do I keep this job or do I take the better offer? Maybe it's a mistake. Like, for instance, I had this story recently, a woman, she's married, she falls in love with someone else, and she decides that this someone else is the one and that they'll get married. So she divorces her husband to be with this man she thinks who's her dream, her soulmate. And this is the kind of delusion, kind of potential thing that I was mentioning on Friday the 3rd of January. And it turns out then that that man she wanted doesn't reciprocate and goes off and marries someone else. And then not only has she been kind of dumped, she's now also divorced. So those kind of things are looking to the future and looking at what best route to take. And that's the point of divination systems, to help you answer those questions and to take the right route so that you don't look back afterwards and say, damn, should have done it differently. So if you are interested in having a personal reading with me, then please do get in touch via the website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the book your readings button on the front page of the website or the shop tab to order the reading with me. In the personal readings, I mentioned that I use all these different divination systems. I'm available for urgent readings, regular readings. Just have a look at the website. It's all there. It's all very clear. If you like this video, then please hit the subscribe button and share the video online. I am so glad to be back for this nighttime edition of the weekly horoscope. Have a fabulous week here, and I'll speak to you soon.